Hello, this is lab assignment 6. The team members comprise of Vansh Kumar Kaushik, 19 BCT 0115, Ritam Datta, 19 BCT 0121, Anay Yogesh Rajguru, 19 BCT 0137, and Aditya Pradhan, 19 BCT 0155. The subject is microprocessors and microcontrollers, and the program that we are looking at is segregating positive and negative numbers from a given array of elements using the ARM instruction set. Now Aditya will guide you through the setup of the particular software on which we'll be running and executing the program.
So now we see the software which we will be using for running the ARM processor code. The software we use here is Kyle UVision 4 and we are downloading it from the given link. So on arriving on this link, we need to fill in some details of us and then we have to press the submit button. After pressing the submit button, we are provided with the exe file. So we need to download this file and install it with the uh, given settings. After installation is finished, we will be able to see the shortcut of the app on a desktop. On opening the app, we are first required to create a new project. So we create a new project. We need to give it a name. Once the project name is given, we need to click on save. Further, it asks us to select the target. So we search for NXP, under which we need to search for LPC 2148, which is here. The description is also given. So we select it and click on OK button. This asks us to copy set startup.s to project folder. We click on no. Now the project has been created. Now we need to create the files for the code. So here we have already created the files. So we just need to open them. So the first program is addition. So we open it. Now the file with the code for the first program is here. For running the program, we need to first add this to the source group of the target folder. Here, this provides a dialog box where we need to select the file to be added. Once, once the file has been added, we need to click on the translate button, which gives us 0 errors and 0 warnings. Further, we click on the build button. This again gives us 0 errors and warnings. Now we click on this logo, which is for start and stop debug session. Which gives us the output for the code.
Coming to the program's code, we have it right in front of us here. We see that there's this area directive that is given in each of the ARM codes that we have seen in the previous assignments. The area directive is the place where the code will be stored. There's this particular location. We can take any name of our choice, and the name is a string. The code is a read only code. Here we'll be following this procedure where we can access data from the memory, and this data will be then processed by the ARM processor. Unlike the previous assignments where we have given an immediate operand value, there are two paths here. One is the data part and there is the code path. Line number 7, line number 4 and line number 5 are the data path where we have given the data, and starting from the main section, and the section below it is the logic of the program, the code path. R2 stores the count of the element, which is 9. We have given total 9 elements in this array. It is being initialized in the register R2, as you can see in line number 13. You can see in line number 4, we have written a particular code. It's written array DCD. DCD is defined constant double word. In the ARM processor, it is the assembler directive for data. Like in 8086, for 16 word data, it is DW. Similarly, here in ARM, we have given DCD. R3 register here will store the counter for positive elements, and R6 will store the counter for negative elements. There are two inputs to be initialized. One is the number of array elements and the constant value, as you can see in line number 4 and 5. This constant value, which is there, it is in hexadecimal format. This constant value will be used to perform AND operation on every element to determine whether they are positive or a negative number. If you perform the AND operation, the MSB of the constant value and the MSB of the array element will be taken into consideration. If both of them are 1, then the answer is set and the number is determined to be negative. But if the MSB of the element is 0 and the MSB of the constant value is 1, then it's a positive number, since the AND operation will give us the result 0. In line number 11, 12, and 13, you can see how the constant value will be loaded into the R0 register and how the array element, the base address of this array element, will be loaded into the R1 register. Line number 11, under the main section, there is the register R5, which is being loaded with the constant value equal to n. It is pointing to a data which is containing a 31-bit 0 and the MSB being 1. This is in turn the binary equivalent of the constant value that we have initialized. In line number 12, we'll be loading the register R1 with the base address of the first element of the array. And in line number 13, as I had repeated earlier, we'll be storing the number of elements that are there, the count, into the register R2. Line number 14, it's a label LBL, which will be used for a useful purpose, as you will see towards the end of the program. Now from here onwards, Vansh will take over and explain to you the rest of the logic of the program.
Now we see in the line 15 of our code that the constant value whose address is stored in the R5 register is loaded to the R0 register. The first element of the array, which is pointed by the R1 register, which contains the base address of the array, that array element is loaded into the R4 register. Then we use the AND operation between the R0 and the R4 register. The constant value in the R0 register always has the MSB value as 1, and the array element have the MSB value 0 or 1 depending on the array element being positive or negative. Then depending on the result of the number of the AND operation, uh, we increment the R3 register by 1 if the number is positive, and we increment the R6 register by 1 if the number is negative. Now we have to point to the next array element. As each array element is a 32-bit number, it takes up 4 bytes of data. That is why we have to increment the value of the R1 register by 4 to make it point to the next array element. Now, as the result of the AND operation is stored in the R0 register, we compare the value in the R0 register by 0. If the number is positive, we execute the next statement add PL, which increment the R3 register value by 1. And if the number is negative, we execute the add mi command, which increment the value of R6 register by 1. As now we have checked the first array element of our, we then have to decrement the value of the R2 register by 1, and now its value will become 8. Now in the next statement, BNE LBL, this statement will branch the program back to line 14. Then, then the second array element will be used to check if it is positive or negative. This will happen until the value of R2 becomes 0, that is, until when all the elements are checked for being positive or negative. This brings to the end of our code. Now the output of our program will be shown by Anna and Aditya.
So now we will be going to see the output part of this program. Before that, we first translate, build this code. On receiving 0 errors, we will go for debug and start code. So now the register box and the disassembly box is visible. The execution is started from line 11 as it is the starting point of main under the code area here. On execution, now we will execute the code step by step using this step button or F11. On execution of line 11, R5 is loaded with a 32-bit value 0000005C. So the last two digits are 5C, which are pointing to a constant value, this in the code. On executing line 12, base address of array is loaded to R1 register and the last two digits is 32. This can be seen here in the register dialog box here. Now in the next step, when we execute the code of line 14, the register 2 is loaded with value 9, which is the length of the array we are considering as input. On further execution of code line number 15, we see that the content which is pointed by the R5 is moved to the R0, so the constant value here is converted to the hexa value and stored in the R0 register. When we consider the binary version of this data, the MSB comes out to be 1 for this data. Now R1 contains the address of the first element in array. So when line 16 is executed, the first element of the array, which is 11223343, is loaded in the R4. We can see this here in the register dialog box. Again, when we consider the binary form of this data, the MSB comes out to be 0. So now when we compare the MSB of R0 and R4, so the MSB in R0 is 1 and in R4 the MSB is 0. So when the AND operation is considered of 1 and 0, the result is 0. So the 0 in CPSR, we can see that we will be seeing that the N flag has no change and the 0 flag will be set. This indicates that the number we are having is positive number. we can see that n has no change and z is set, 0 flag. So here we have the condition which gives us that whenever the z flag is set and n is 0, the number is positive, and vice versa when z flag is 0 and n is set, the number is negative. On further executing the code, we see that the R0 is loaded with the result which is 0. In the next line, line 18, we increment the value in R1 by 4 to move to the next element in the array, as each array is 4 byte. Now, as the positive number has been encountered and we have identified, the value in register R3 is incremented, which keeps the count of the positive numbers. And as the iteration 1 is complete, the value in R2, which is count value, is decremented by 1. So will be decremented by 1. So the value 9 will be changed to value 8 here. Next is branch not equal command, which points to LBL, which will take back to the line code of line 15 when R2 is not equal to 0. So the condition will be checked. Now the further explanation of output will be explained by Ane.
Thank you, Aditya. Now we will see the further part of the output. Now we load the content pointed by R5 register to R0 register, which is a constant value. So this value in hexadecimal is 8 followed by 7 zeros. Now we perform the AND operation with the second array element. So the second element is loaded. Once you get a value, take the 2's complement of that value. So you get a positive value instead of a negative value. Here E means MSB is 1. So as the MSB is 1, 1 multiplied by 1 is 1, and you will get some result. So 0 flag is not set. Whenever MSB of a particular number in array is 1, then automatically it is a negative value. So after performing AND operation, you will see that the result is not 0, as 1 multiplied by 1 gives 1 of the that is which is stored in the 32nd bit. So now we are going to compare this value with 0. As we can see, this is not equal to 0, so the n value is set. This means automatically line 20 will not be executed, and the command will be transferred to the line 21. Now line 21 will be executed. R6 will be incremented. So as we perform two AND operations, we have to decrement the count value by 1. Before it was 8, now it will be 7. And in instruction 18, we have incremented the base address by 4. So it will point to the third element. So we perform AND operation of the third element and the immediate 32-bit value. So this way we perform operation 9 types to get the result. So as now we know the basic steps in an iteration, we'll perform these iterations till the count, that is the value in register R2 reaches 0. My friend Aditya will perform these steps now. So now we can see the value in the R2 register, that is the count value, has reached 0. That is, we have completed all the iterations and now we will get the result. So the value in R3 register is 4. That is, there are four positive numbers in this array, and the value in R6 is 5. That is, the total number of negative values in our array is 5. So as we know, initially there were 9 elements in the array. The value in R3 and the value in R6 will add up to 9. So the result that we have got is verified. Here, this is the output of our program. Thank you.